Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while. It's been now close to a week, I believe, but welcome back. Thank you. First of all, actually, I'd like to thank you so much for the 55 subscribers. To the 55 of you who have actually taken the time to watch my content and hit that subscribe button. I'd very much like to thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It's quite encouraging to see the work that I'm doing, that it's having an impact out there. I understand that my videos don't tend to be that eye-catching or hyped up or encouraging, not really encouraging, but rather following the common or stereotypical influencer or trading guru approach, whereby you target creating highly visual videos, because I tend to want my videos to be more grounded and more focused on people who actually want to view them for longer durations, and people who actually are focused on the content and not necessarily the visuals or other flamboyant stuff that tends to go on in a bid to trick your brain into watching content and trick you into doing stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. So thank you so much for the support. Despite my videos not being that high quality, I've been trying, and I'm actually working on making at least the experience way more enjoyable for you. And for all that, it's I can't say this enough. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me out. And for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, I really hope that you'll hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's essentially connect and figure things out together. Otherwise, today the video won't be as long, since I'm just giving an update on what I've been up to and the stuff that I'm finding out there out here in as far as my research and study in as far as trading is concerned. I've recently written a Medium article. If you don't have my Medium, I tend to write under the account Naive Dev, and I've recently made a post directed at developers and traders, which essentially discusses fear, or rather my fears, from the context of how it has prevented me from performing certain actions. Maybe I'll create a video version of that and post it for you guys, but for now, that's the most recent content that I've created. For the week, I've been working on a bunch of things. I've been having a lot of ideas. Oddly enough, bearing in mind the week also hasn't been that positive on my end, despite the market having a lot of opportunity. Like, this week was just on fire in as far as opportunity is concerned. But then sadly, I didn't take enough advantage of it. I did try at the beginning to take advantage of it, but quickly my fear quickly took advantage of my mind, and I ended up also blowing my funded next account. And I've already purchased another one, or rather reset that challenge. And I'm essentially due for a review in as far as the videos that I've been journaling. If you watched my last two videos, I actually posted one and then realized, oh, it isn't really focused on what I wanted to discuss, and then posted another version discussing essentially the same thing. But that's why you can see they're posted on the same day and basically discussing the same topic. But the thing is, during this time, the approach that I was talking about here, recording a lot of videos, I've realized that I've generated a lot of videos, and in the process, these videos were essentially recording. Let me give you an example. Yeah, the videos were essentially showing, um, for instance, aspects that, no, I don't want to open Chrome. No, I do not want to open Chrome. This is so weird. Yeah, the videos essentially show, or rather record, my trading sessions, and as you can see, and I talk through the videos. Sorry for let me mute the audio. I essentially talk through the videos and discuss what I am doing and all that. That's essentially what I've been doing in as far as videos are concerned. But then I realized something. I'm generating a lot of videos and I don't exactly have a lot of time to go through these videos and review and come up with ways to improve. So the picture note approach tends to work well for a lot of people, but I realize it doesn't work well for me, and that was what I was explaining in these two videos. And during that time, I essentially noticed that videos would work better for me, since I'm more expressive in as far as talking is concerned. And while I do write a lot, actually, if you read my blog, you'll find that my posts tend to be a bit ranty, but I do write a lot too. But when I talk about it while trading, since I trade on the 5 minute, mostly 5 minute, 15, 1 minute, that time frame, it tends to work well for my brain. I noticed that I would come up with a lot of videos and I wouldn't have enough time to write, or I would need to journal, like specifically type and write whatever I'm thinking, but then I don't have enough time since I have to be executing while writing. So I ended up deciding to make videos instead. So record my screen and talk through the different situations that are currently happening in the market. And during and after generating all those videos and after failing my funded next challenge, I failed that on Thursday, I believe. Uh, yeah, was it Thursday or Wednesday? Yeah, Thursday or Wednesday this week. I can't really remember. Today is on Saturday. So at the time, I realized that, oh, this is something I need to fix, and maybe other traders are also facing this challenge. And as a developer, I tend to develop software on different platforms, but then I realized, so at the moment I'm currently working, I just realized that I'm ranting without necessarily um, coming up or showing, or rather showing you what I'm currently working on. So I should mention this, that let me do dark mode, yeah, for it to be easy for you guys to see. So I realized that so there's a platform that I'm building. It's called TraderKit. You can find it on traderkit.io without the space. So I'm currently building this platform, and it was supposed to be, or rather it's supposed to be, a cloud-based cloud hosting for your terminals. So if you're actually interested in this, you can actually sign up for the early access. It's on the website. But as I was building this, I realized, what if people are also concerned about journaling, and to be specific, capturing psychological inclinations from their trading. I realized that there is a market gap in as far as all the journals that I was trying to find online, they couldn't automatically capture your psychological issues from your either videos or text that you are texting, and all they would do is to track the statistics. So if as traders we understand, or we know that 80% of what you are trading is essentially psychological, it implies, or rather 80% of how you are trading and the results that you're getting is mostly linked to your psychology. Why wouldn't we also focus on improving our psychology? Wouldn't we also focus on psychology too while journaling? So I noticed that most of the tools essentially relegate psychology to the background and force the trader to actually come up with these insights by themselves. And I started ideating around that idea. And essentially my problem was to find something that could go through my videos or notes and tell me the psychological issues that I might not be aware of even as I'm talking or writing, and then come up with suggestions on how to improve. It's like my own personal trainer, and that's how I came up with the second idea, or rather second tool that I'm building under TraderKit. It's the TraderKit Journal. So this is like an introductory video. I'm just mentioning that this is out there and I'm trying to build it. I've also opened up the early access, but I'd recommend you first sign up to the early access so that once I do publish this, because if you can see, I have a version that's running locally. If you're a developer, you can actually tell that this is local, but the online version doesn't have this dashboard or ability to essentially upload videos and such. But I'm working on that. It should be ready very quickly, since I want people to try this out and actually tell me what they think about it. But enough of that. Let me just explain what TraderKit essentially does. So at its core, it essentially tries to find the nuances, there's aspects or things that you're talking about while trading, and it essentially captures those moments and turns them into psychological insights, or rather microanalyzes whatever you're saying or whatever you're writing, to essentially bring you to a point where you can start to understand yourself, or rather how you're trading. So the project is significantly personal, since I'm essentially building it for myself. But if it's something you're also interested in, please sign up for the early access. Sign up with your email and such, and there'll be a form. I'd actually recommend you also fill the form, but it isn't mandatory. I just recommend you fill the form so that I can get your insights on, in as far as what you'd like this platform to do and what you actually want to achieve with your trading and your trading history, essentially. So my current plan is to link TraderKit, the cloud, to the journal, to essentially fetch the history from this and sync it with your videos and psychology. So technically, we get your trades and link them to the specific time you are talking about them or writing about them, and essentially link them to your emotions. It essentially links your trades to your emotions, fears, greed, or hesitation, and all those negative aspects that tend to affect your trading. So if it's something you're actually interested in, please sign up to the early access. So it's on traderkit.io. Traderkit.io. I'll link down in the description down below. It's a platform that I'm building, and if you're interested in the cloud version of this, also there's another form here. You click on it, and yeah, you get early access to it. You essentially fill the form, and then I'll definitely consider you in as far as early access is concerned. For early access, I'm mostly concerned with people who actually are focused on getting a product from ideation to finally using it. And I'd like people who are genuinely interested in improving their trading, genuinely interested in tools that can help them get to a point where they're trading consistently and well. And for now, immediately, like right now, I won't be charging anyone for the early access, but for those who actually want to help or essentially support me while building this to kind of help me push things further faster, they have an option to pay. But you don't have to pay for early access. It's completely free. You just have to sign up your email, and depending on the number of people who actually sign up, I'll have to choose a few first so that I can onboard them into the system before I actually add more people. This is also in a bid to reduce my cost, since remember, I'll need to host this and have this on my servers, and it will be costing money to essentially run. So if you keep that in mind, I really hope that you can still sign up and help me build this, help me get this to a point where it's a reality. Of course, there will be some advantages to everyone signing up for early access, and everyone also signing up and choosing to pay earlier on, because there's no point for you to come out with nothing. Of course, there'll be some advantages. They'll be listed essentially in the form, and you'll check them out. But for now, let me just show you a sneak peek of where it is at. As you can see, this is currently local, so full disclosure, this is a local demonstration. It's on my machine. It's not yet deployed, but the site is up. So let me just show you. So this is not the final UI that I'm targeting. The final UI will be chat GPT like. I wanted it to be a form of chat so that you can also talk to the model, and the model that I've already trained, it's actually local. I've already done all that. So it's just a matter of discussing with the model and you figuring out the ideas on how you can improve your trading based on the specific context that you've given it. The context in this case will be the texts that you're sending in, the trades that you're executing, and the videos that you're recording while trading. And it takes context from all those instances, aggregates them into single timestamps for when you were doing something, and then getting insights and suggestions and checking on mistakes that you're making in your trading. So for now, you just choose to add an entry. I'm selecting video since video is fully integrated right now, and then I browse for files. I'll just pick, for instance, one video, and I'll upload it and then submit. And then as you can see, it's transcribing my thoughts, capturing the key moments in the video, and then analyzing the emotional markers depending on how I was talking at the time. So as you can see, it has identified specific situations, such as in this case, it's saying that you're analyzing a difficult trading session where I missed multiple opportunities to close out a losing trade and ended up exiting with a loss due to feelings of panic and fear. This is actually a video of me trading, so yeah, you can tell that this is real. It's clear that you are carrying some regret for not acting sooner, and this emotion is clouding your judgment. You're beating yourself up over not executing a short order, which is a normal response, but important to recognize. We see a pattern here of freezing up under pressure, which is a common behavioral error. Your self-talk is negative, and you're catastrophizing the situation. You can tell this is an LLM. Damn, those words are difficult. Okay, the biggest issue is allowing fear and panic to dictate your decision making. This is a classic example of an emotional trade, where your emotions took precedence over your trading plan. As you can see, there's a suggestion. In the future, when you start to feel this emotional pull, take a step back and acknowledge your feelings. Recognize that you're not acting rationally, and take a few deep breaths. Reevaluate the situation and make a decision based on your trading plan, not your emotions. So essentially, it's like a coach walking me through each of the timestamps where it noticed specific issues. Of course, you can see here, no mistakes were identified, but then it still suggests something because there was an issue regarding my psychology. I'll upload the same video so that you can tell that at times. So let me select maybe this one. I've just uploaded another video, and I'd like to see whether, because at times it also takes screenshots. Oh, nice! It has a screenshot, and as you can see, there are also bugs in the program. So this is not ready yet. That's what I'm saying. It's very, very early in the development, and I'm just exploring. But as you can see, it also takes screenshots of your video and identifies, for instance, the issues, the mistake that I'm making, and a suggestion. Of course, this format might change depending on how you guys feel, but this is how I've coded it up because I noticed that this approach is very helpful to me. Remember, I am building this for myself, and of course, anyone who actually comes in early on and helps me to build this. Over time, it will be able to correlate this information with the trades that you're executing at that time. And I'd like to get this to a point where it's happening real time and also works in your backtest. So while you're backtesting, you're also backtesting while recording your screen, and it checks your trades, your self-talk, your negative talk, and all that, and compiles it into a single file that you should be able to export and basically turn your videos into text with additional context that helps you to better understand how you trade and how you can improve your psychology in as far as trading is concerned. So I'm not considering this as the ultimate solution to psychology, because at the end of the day, even with the suggestions, you might still fail. Even with the suggestions, without actually implementing the things that you can see here, you might still fail. But this is something I want to work on, since I can see value in using AI in this approach, and using my skills as a developer in helping me further along in my trading journey, and in helping me to understand myself better and to understand how to trade better. So for the time being, this is it. I'd very much encourage you to go and sign up for the early access, and yeah, all these buttons actually just lead to that, because the platform isn't live yet, but I really hope you can try it out. There are a bunch of features, other features that I intend to support. Some, as I'm saying here, none of this is final. The tool is evolving fast, and my wife is actually also trying this out, so she's also coming up with ideas on how to improve it. Since, for instance, what she tends to do is to miss a bunch of entries and hesitate, and then she would leave her stop losses for her trades for too long going into drawdown. And she already mentioned that she has already started noticing that by talking about it, you are more aware of what's actually happening in your head, and it actually helps to push you along in as far as your awareness scale, and then you now start implementing solutions for the different problems that you're experiencing. So that's kind of it for the time being. I'd definitely encourage you to jump in. Check out the product. I don't want small step effects to be just about the tools that I'm building. So more updates will be coming on this channel. I have a channel called TraderKit, just 3 subscribers. I'll just be posting updates on TraderKit specific content here, so that small step effects can remain as a forex channel, not necessarily a trading software channel. So if you actually want to subscribe and essentially get updates on TraderKit, I definitely recommend you subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting more videos about this product, discussing it more there, and essentially discussing where I am headed, or where I am taking this specific product, in as far as, yeah, where I'm taking the product. So I definitely recommend you guys subscribe, you follow me on that platform too if you're actually interested, and sign up for early access on TraderKit. So this is the early access for the journal, and if you want early access for the TraderKit cloud, which also has a bunch of features, and I'll be posting more content regarding that, just click here. I'll be posting a short video demoing essentially what I've just shown you. But yeah, that's basically it. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on improving my trading on both ends, and if you're on this journey following, thank you so much, and let's continue. Essentially, for clarity, for anyone who's actually curious on the next challenge that I failed, it was a 10k challenge, so very cheap. I think about $59. Yes, 59. When I reset it, it came to about $56. So still very cheap, and I'm still testing. This is what I was talking about in as far as psychology is concerned. Basically, the way you, instead of, okay, I don't really prefer just doing back tests. I prefer doing live testing, but then live testing using demo accounts don't really have any fear or emotions, so I don't end up improving on psychology, just improve on execution. So I decided to incorporate both by taking a very cheap challenge, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'd recommend you do the same if you actually want to keep track of that. Otherwise, if $56, as a person who's actually based in Kenya, Nairobi, I understand that $56 might be a lot. So in this case, I definitely recommend just if that is a lot for you, I definitely recommend just doing demo trading. Otherwise, if you find it as affordable, please take the smallest account and just trade using that account. Try to follow your rules, try to execute consistently, and let's see how things go. Otherwise, thank you. That's the update for now. Want to record the other video, but thank you so much for signing up. Thank you so much for following my channel, and thank you so much once again for subscribing, commenting, all the love that you've sent my way. Thank you so much. Otherwise, feel free to comment down below your ideas, whether you're working on psychology, what you're using to work on your psychology, and whether such a tool, the tool that I've described, could be useful to you. Otherwise, thank you so much, and cheers.